What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, unified, three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be the top two, if not number one, definitely top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, and Errol the True Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is 28 wins, no loss, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout, 32 years of age, 5 foot 9.5 with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, Errol Spence responds to a guy that he's been going back and forth in the media with, on social media with, and the guy that he was trying to set up a fight with for his fighter, as Errol Spence is now promoter. Okay, he has signed a fighter in lightweight, a star title contender, and Frank the Ghost Martin. Okay, to Man Down Promotions. Okay, so Errol Spence has Man Down Promotions. And Frank Martin is a lightweight title contender. Frank Martin has a record of 17 wins, no losses, no draws, 12 wins by way of knockout. He is 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. So since he has Man Down Promotions and he's focused on that part of the game and trying to set up his fighter, for big fights, he went back and forth with Rolando Romero. Okay, Rolando Romero was a lightweight star title contender, superstar title contender, because based off of the numbers Rolly did with his fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, according to Steven Espinosa, Showtime president of sports, that was the biggest pay-per-view that Gervonta Tank Davis did, was with Rolly Romero, who's now 14 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 12 wins by way of knockout, 27 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. Rolly Romero fought Gervonta Tank Davis May 28th of 2022, okay, at the Barclays Center. It did the record gate at the Barclays Center with a $5 million gate. It also did, 250 to 275,000 pay-per-views, which Steven Espinosa stated that Gervonta Tank Davis, who's a superstar in the sport of boxing, 3-division champion, undefeated, that's said to be his biggest pay-per-view and his second biggest gate now. And so Rolly Romero's a superstar. So Errol Spence has been trying to set up a fight with Rolly Romero and Frank the Ghost Martin, which is his fighter he signed to Man Down Promotions. Okay. Rolly has, he completely dismissed it. Okay. He dismissed it. He bypassed it. Rolly's like, listen, don't talk about me fighting Frank Martin. How about me and you fight? So he goes on to say that, Errol Spence is afraid. Errol Spence is ducking in Terrence Crawford fight, which is the biggest fight in boxing. And he goes on to say that, I'll go up, I'll skip over. His last fight at 135 against Tank Davis. He's now looking to fight at 140 as for a title opportunity at 140. He said, but he'll skip over that to fight Errol Spence. He just recently did an interview and stated this. Okay. So Errol Spence said, I don't do tune-ups, you're a tune-up. Errol Spence dismisses him and laughs at him. So yesterday, sparring footage surfaced of Rolando Romero get knocked out in sparring, okay? With the same punch he was knocked out against Gervonta Tank Davis with May 28th was a check left hook, okay? A check left hook knocked out Rolando Romero. Okay, in the fight, in the 6th round of his fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. And now, in sparring, we see this clip of him being brutally knocked out in sparring, okay, by, another fighter at the TMT Mayweather gym, right? So we seen him knocked out once again. And so with that said, this went viral, obviously. Rolly is a big, Rolly is a big deal in boxing. Rolly is, he talked his way into that Gervonta Tank Davis fight. He talked up a good fight. And many people, initially they was like, Rolly don't even deserve an opportunity to fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. You understand what I'm saying? Where they at in their careers. Nonetheless, he got the opportunity to fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. And he told the world, he convinced many people. Many people was convinced. They like, hold on, Rolly might win this fight. Okay, from the way Rolly was talking, people was like, Rolly might win this fight. Okay, with Gervonta Tank Davis. And Gervonta Tank Davis experience, power, ring IQ, true boxing fan understood the unorthodox style. The power of Rolly is good and gives him a chance to win. But ultimately, Rolly is inexperienced, right? Hasn't been fought on that level, hasn't fought for a world title. And obviously, you got to be in it to win it. If you ain't even fight for a world title, how could you be a champion, right? So he was knocked out against Gervonta Tank Davis. And then this footage surfaced of him getting knocked out in sparring. And you can see his trainer jumping in the ring. So you can see that, right? Let's watch it again, right? So you can see he gets knocked out. Bang, right there. That's Rolly with the all black. Gets knocked out. Boom. Same punch that Gervonta Tank Davis knocked him out with. Same exact punch, right? And you can see his trainer jumping in the ring. And this is at the Mayweather gym. And then, people are complaining that, you get many different opinions, many different thoughts. Many different people are saying many different things as to, why they think, what they think happened. And, they just give their thoughts and their opinions. So Errol Spence, he responds. And Errol Spence, he don't like it, right? Clearly, Errol Spence is not a fan of it. And Errol Spence, he lets it be known. He said, quote, "This is lame. WTF, a coach doing getting in the ring, jumping up and down, yelling, celebrating a sparring knockout. No class, LOL," right? And so the thing about it is this, right? This was at the Mayweather gym. We know they got the Mayweather dog rules at the Mayweather gym. And so Errol Spence said, man, it's no class, and what's the coach doing jumping up and down in the ring, celebrating a knockout and sparring. And I'm going to say two things, right, about that. For one, it shouldn't have been recorded. That's number one, right? That's why, they like to keep sparring private. It shouldn't have been recorded. And two, we don't know what was said before that moment. So, example is Rolly and this said fighter and trainer may have been going back and forth, and things might have gotten heated before this even happened. You understand? So this might have gotten heated before this knockout happened. And then, and as you can see, the fighter's telling Rolly, stop playing with me. So, before this, leading up to this knockout, that things was heated already, leading up into this knockout, right? We know Rolly's never short on words. We know Rolly's never short on words, right? So I don't believe that it's about class or being classless or any of those things. I think that it's actually should have been a private moment that this coach is celebrating, and he may not even know he's being recorded, right? It could be an intimate setting where they just settling something and somebody's recording it, and now it goes viral, and he's just responding and reacting because of what was transpiring before the sparring session even began. You understand what I'm saying? So now you have the coach and the fighter. You clearly can tell from the response of the fighter saying, "Hey man, I told you stop playing with me. I told you stop playing with me." So you know that this things transpired before this even sparring session even happened. The problem is we see it on camera. So the coach jumping in the ring, we don't know what was said to the coach before he jumped in the ring and celebrated. He probably was having enough, and Rolly probably was talking trash to him and talking trash to the fighter and X, Y, and Z, and things was heated. Then it got to that point, he got knocked out, and the coach couldn't refrain himself because he like, yeah, you understand what I'm saying? It's an emotional response. You understand? It's the same emotional response that you get under the lights, right? When a fighter gets a knockout under the lights, especially if there's trash talking and on both sides, and there's a buildup, and you get a knockout under the lights after all of that transpired before the fight, and the coach runs and jumps in the ring, grabs his fighter, lifts him up in the air and celebrating, yeah, it counts against the actual record. And in sparring, it don't count against the actual record. But we don't know what transpired and what emotions was running before they even got in the ring. And we all know Rolly is never one to be short on words. So we don't know what was being said leading up into that moment. My problem is this: it shouldn't have been recorded. If it's not recorded, then we don't see the coach celebrating. You don't see Rolly get knocked out. Clearly, again, this was a heated situation before it even got to this point. That's why it was being recorded. That's why it went viral. That's why the coach jumped in the ring. Clearly, right? There was definitely something that transpired before that, and both sides was heated, because if it was vice versa and Rolly knocked out somebody in sparring, right? We don't know Rolly's reaction because he never showed on words. So I agree with Errol Spence. It shouldn't be celebrated because it's just sparring. But at the same time, it's an emotional response. That you don't play boxing, whether it's sparring, training, or under the lights. You don't play boxing. So your emotional responses. Errol Spence is not emotional. He don't exude emotion like that, jumping up and down. He don't do that. The biggest emotion we saw him do was when he did the strap season, when he knocked out Leonard Bundu, and he was pounding his chest, and he did the strap season, give Kell Brook, give me my opportunity. That's about the most reaction you see from Errol Spence. You're just not going to see it. So with that said, I think, Rolly Romero just got some things to work on. He definitely got the talent. He just got to sharpen up some things and mold some things. And he definitely got the talent. So let's see how everything unfolds and plays out moving forward. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.